And welcome to Let's Play Gothic 3. This is Mr. Joseph, and today's exciting episode, we start out right outside of Montera, and we have the night music. I just quick-saved, even though it's clearly daytime. And that's probably just a delay in gaming music there, but it should correct itself here shortly, or perhaps not. Don't ask me to explain it, but anyway. Well, I guess what I'm doing here is picking up a few plants in the outskirts of Montera, just for now. And not really sure why I've decided to come out here, but I guess we'll figure that out together. So, you know, just doing my usual plant gathering business. I'd be a good herbalist in this game if you could be an herbalist, I guess. And, okay, so we've got this ruins area here that I think we've been out here kind of close to it before. I think there were some orcs in this general vicinity, and I think they're gone now. Which I don't understand where they would have gone, but whatever. And the music has finally sort of changed back into the wilderness music as opposed to the, you know, the nighttime music. So that's good. It keeps transitioning a little bit to something else. Not really sure what that is. I guess there's maybe two or three wilderness songs, and maybe it's just getting confused about which one it should play. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Hang on, folks. My cat's choking or something. 1 second. And we just shot the snapper, and he is coming at us. Sorry about that interruption there. I just had to check on my cat to make sure he wasn't gonna choke on something or whatever. And he's fine. You know, it's just coughing up a furball or whatever they do, but they're never in any serious danger. Anyway, I've got a snapper here, and he's just out in the wilderness, and he just got me, and my health isn't so good, but fortunately he's gone, so go ahead and grab some snapper meat, heal up probably. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Well, let me try to think of something game related. So, a lot of the other LPs out there are different than mine in some important ways. And so, but I do want to give credit to a couple of them. I think that the JP Gamer one is excellent. It's very realistic and fun, and there's a lot of, what do you call it? Just authentic enjoyment from the game, which is nice to hear and see. And, you know, the narration is good, and overall they do a pretty good job at showing off the game and what you can do in it. Sort of a different take on the game would be the one for it's like Jeremy Against Games or Jeremy versus Games or something. He does this this walkthrough that's basically text only, so he doesn't actually narrate, but he basically just you know, he gives you a very in-depth feel for the game. Now, one drawback on his, in addition to the fact that he doesn't talk, which I can understand, it's kind of hard to think of things to say all the time, and maybe some people get nervous or whatever, but in any event, his walkthrough is great and it's very extensive, but the other drawback, he basically just uses the vanilla version of the game, I think, maybe with a community patch, but no content mod, no quest packs, which is fine. It's a great game the way it is. It just, I don't know, it lacks a little something, and so it's great if you can get those add-ons as well, because they give you like more recipes to work with, and a couple more quests, a couple more graphic things. They change the graphics on you quite dramatically.
Broken.
And in some ways, I kind of like the original graphics better than the content mod graphics, but I think there's a way you can turn off some of that, and I might look into fiddling with that at some point here. So, just to kind of clarify where we've gone down that hill south of Montera, and we've kind of taken a right, and yeah, so we're basically on the riverbank, and I think I might go ahead and insert a map here to show you. So as you can see, here's the riverbank area by Montera. So I'm going to add some color here. Now, the purple, orange, and blue is where we've already been, and then the red is where we're going today. And that's along the riverbank, so you can see exactly where we're going. Just one note here, we are pretty much staying down, or up off the main bank of the river, so we're just sticking to the upper bank. And this cave is marked along that map. I think it's called a Goblin Cave or something, but it's part of a quest that we don't have. But we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, just because, you know, gotta make these episodes fun. We might as well do a cave while we're at it. So, basically, I'm just clearing out this cave one goblin at a time, as it were. And, looking for more goblins here, making sure I get everybody. And of course you can shoot one and then the rest of them come running. So just gotta chop them up a little bit. Fortunately, goblins are very easy to melee, so it's no big deal, really. Okay, so they're dead, and we'll go ahead and go just a little bit deeper into the cave now. So this has been pretty easy, pretty routine. And the music just randomly cuts there. Don't ask me why. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and clear out the treasure here. I'm not sure if we're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it right now. And there's nothing really amazing in this cave per se. But I guess, well, there's a few more goblins, so I guess we'll have to be careful. It's definitely worth clearing out, though. It's just a little bit of fun, and you do get a little bit of experience and a few good items, but really it's to mainly complete that quest is the main reason you're going here. And we don't even have the quest yet, so it's whatever, you know. Okay. So we're gonna go just a little bit deeper. By the way, I think he's really actually getting the better of me, and he could kill me. Oh, he's on fire now. Anyway, I wanted to basically, what was I going to say? Oh, I think last video I indicated that we had impossible locks and that we could go ahead and start taking those chests, but I think I got confused because I'm not necessarily doing these in the same order as in other words, I was narrating after the fact, and, so I think what's going on here is I think I got confused about whether I had impossible locks, and it turns out I don't at this point in the game. So it would have been impossible for me to pick those chests that I mentioned in the last video anyway. And I think actually I'm kind of on my way to get impossible chests. Yeah, see, I just completed that quest I didn't have, as you can see there. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm just looting the cave now. Again, not a whole lot in here.
Impossible.
Yeah, there's an impossible locks chest, so obviously I can't pick that. And I've set one of the pigs on fire, that's nice. I guess I decided to kill those pigs, not because I like to kill pigs or have a desire to kill animals, but because, well, just utilitarian reasons. Experience and meat. And just having gotten that room cleared, we're going to go up to the next room, get the pig, he's dead, grab the meat, and just grab the other stuff from this room real quick. I love that harp. You can really hear it there, can't you? And again, most of this stuff in here is just junk items that you can sell or whatever. But it's still nice to have. Today's episode is approximately 18 minutes and 3 seconds long. It's nice to know that, actually, ahead of time, as opposed to while I'm doing the actual episode. You know, you just can't tell how long it is, but if you're doing the overlay like this, you can actually tell. In some ways, I wonder if maybe it's not better to do overlays rather than as you're acting it out. I think it's definitely more time consuming, and so it might not be practical to do the overlay after the fact every time, but it might be better from an explaining things standpoint, because I'll have some idea of what I'm doing before I actually do it. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so there's some chests randomly here. Again, unrealistic in the sense that they leave the chest just chilling out in the wild with an active fire. And it's next to a couple skeletons, which makes it all the more unrealistic because, okay, skeleton, sure. If the guy died so long ago that he's decomposed to the point of being a skeleton, clearly his fire would not be blazing. And it's very likely, in my opinion, that the chests would not be full of goods. I think the game just does this because it's, well, a little bit lazy, frankly, and it just wants to represent that there are people who have been out here and died and left stuff behind. But rather than just leave it on the ground, they make it a little easier for the player by sticking it in a chest so you can see where it's deposited. That's my theory, but even if that aspect is a little bit unrealistic, you know, obviously compared to a lot of other games, this game is extraordinarily realistic because, well, first of all, the graphics tend to be a little bit more, well, realistic, I would say. Just the woodwork and the stonework. But in addition to all that, you've got the, I would say, a little bit more realistic gameplay, too. Granted, you're not gonna ever have magic that you can call realistic, but as far as the sword and the bow go, I think the game does a nice job making that feel and seem realistic. And realism is, I think, an important aspect of an RPG. I mean, obviously, you can branch out and have fantasy and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you know, a realistic interface and realistic outcomes are part of what, I don't know, help make a game relatable, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, but anyway. Got some wolves here. So, I kind of stopped talking about what I was doing in the game there for a second, and what I did was I crossed the river, And I'm just going down this path here real quick, because this is the way to Geldern, and this is the way to get the impossible locks, skill. However, it's a very dangerous path. We've got blood flies now, and so I got one of them there, but there's like 2 or 3 more following, and I don't want to deal with them all at the same time because they could poison me and kill me. And so they didn't break off their attack, so I'm just running, and there they are. So I'm gonna run around them, I guess, and that's a pretty good move. It's like, it's like football when they do that, or not football. Well, yeah, but I think it's even more like that American Gladiators event. Breakthrough and conquer, and if I remember correctly, the first part of that is you have to get past the gladiator with the football, and the second part is you have to wrestle them in the thing, which is weird and whatever, but at one level you do have to get past them, and so you have to kind of do a maneuver similar to the one I just did there with that golem. It's like fake out one direction and go the other one, or just miss getting hit by them. And boy, I'm getting attacked by everybody, and I am just dodging, and this is not exactly the way I like to play. I like to kill everything in my path, but anyway. And here we are at the top of the hill as we get up here, and we're going to be at Geldern. This is the city of Geldern, one of the biggest cities in the game. And what you're going to want to do is just go on inside, and you're going to want to find this guy who gives you this skill. And I think his name is Lairs. I think he's wearing blue. I think he's bald. And I think he's right over here. Nope. Maybe this is him. Nope. We'll find him. I don't really want to get involved in anything besides just learning this skill right now. But I mean, you could easily do more if you wanted to here. And so you can talk to him a little bit, but really I just want him to teach me thievery.
Teach me how to
learn impossible locks is the one you want. So that's what I've done. Well, I'm very excited about the Learn Impossible Locks skill. That will basically make it so I don't have to repeat anything else in the game from here on out. And I apologize, I was having a sound issue there. So anyway, this is a map of where we've been, and I'm going to add where the path to Geldern is, right there. So anyway, if you've been watching, thank you, and just remember, Professor Snuggles is looking out for you.